Hello, my name is Erin. I am 4 months post-op following distal biceps tendon repair surgery after a distal biceps tendon rupture. This is the fifth video, I believe. If you haven't seen the first four, I invite you to go back and watch those. I discuss the mechanism of injury, the surgical repair that I had, some minor complications following the surgery, and then early physiotherapy exercises that I was going through, focusing predominantly on range of motion. So we're a little bit more into strengthening exercises now with the physiotherapist, which is great. It resembles working out a little bit more, which is really good for my mental health. Because it's tricky just focusing on range of motion stuff strictly, and then trying to stay fit with pretty much only cardio, and pretty much only in the form of jogging. I'm not much of a jogger, but anyway, so it's nice that we're doing some strengthening stuff now. So some of the things that I'm dealing with that I've been dealing with since the surgery itself, I'm still numb here. So the top of my thumb down to like right about there, the first little bit of coral, that's been numb since the surgery and remains so. So might be like that forever. It might eventually go away. But at this point, it's not so debilitating that if it does stick around forever, it doesn't hinder me in any way. It's just kind of more an annoying thing because with it being numb, it also doesn't quite temperature regulate. So cold feels particularly cold when washing my hands. It's still, the whole site is still pretty stiff in the morning. So I wake up about 20 minutes early every morning and I go through the range of motion exercises in full that the physio prescribed 2 months ago at this point. He had said I'm probably okay to stop doing range of motion and focus primarily on strengthening, but with it still feeling the way that it is in the morning, I am still going through the range of motion stuff and also the strengthening. So 20 minutes in the morning every day to go through that. Um, I've tried to show the scars before, but it's a pretty cheap camera, so it's tricky. But you can see the incision on the forearm went right through her face, so her face is melting a little bit. And then there's a bicep incision up here as well. Um, those are doing well. I do scar massage still every day. So in the beginning, I was doing it with this toilet paper roll looking thing. This is like really stiff. So a minute on the forearm and then a minute on the bicep incision every day helps break up the scar tissue. I went to physio a couple days ago and he used this. So this was the first time using one of these muscle massager type things, and he pushed on my forearm with such strength, with such force that it left a bruise. So it's really good for breaking up the scar tissue, and so his level of force was very productive. But I don't do it with that level of intensity that he brought. So the range of motion is coming along. I can straighten out my arms pretty well. Supination is still the slowest one to come back, so this is we're working on it. So supination looks a little bit like that. It wasn't 100% to begin with due to a break when I was much younger, so it probably looked a little bit more like that. It was a little bit twisted up, but it was definitely, I was able to supinate more than this. Pronation, I'm trying not to get my shoulder involved too much, but that's about where we're at. And you can see like just the whole shape of the arm is a little bit different, and it's also quite a bit smaller still. Which makes sense. It hasn't been doing a whole lot. I haven't been asking it to do a whole lot in a while. And still can't flex it the same way. I'm cleared to do really light bicep curls right now. And in the beginning, I couldn't feel it contracting at all when I was doing bicep curls. I can feel it a little more now, which is very reassuring. But I'm only allowed to do 3-pound bicep curls right now. And when I first got cleared to do that, 3 pounds was too heavy. And so I had actually gone down to 1 pound for a bit. 3 pounds is a bit more comfortable now, which is great. I can probably move up to 5 pounds in a week or so. I see physio again in a couple days, so that'll be good. Um, oh, right. I'm doing banded supination and pronation exercises. I didn't bring one downstairs with me, but so it essentially looks like a band around, and then I pronate and I supinate against the band. It's tricky right now supinating with the band against the back of the hand there. So it's hard to supinate against uh, any kind of pressure at this point or force against it. Um, yeah. So I know I shouldn't focus too much on the way that my body has changed in the last 5 months, but it has. So I've gained 10 pounds of fat, I've lost 8 pounds of muscle, and my body fat percentage is the highest it's ever been. So I was not sedentary while going through this. I was walking on the treadmill and jogging on the treadmill and doing what I could, but unable to lift anything really heavy. And, I can't, it was just the motivation to work out wasn't quite there just because walking on a treadmill is not the way that I generally like to work out. And, woe is me, but I was doing what I could. But I shouldn't be as surprised as I was to have seen those results. But anyway, it's a bit of a wake up call. So I'm going to be working out after I finish this video. All right, so I can bicep curl 3 pounds. So I borrowed this weight from work. So I'm doing 3 pounds, just like your basic bicep curl, and then can hammer curl as well. And so I always kind of have my hand on my bicep because I like feeling it contracting. In the beginning, it just felt like it was all tendon that was doing the flexion for me, and that really freaked me out because the last thing I want to do is be putting that much effort, weight, tension against the tendon. I'm happy to see some of the bicep muscle getting into the action as well. So, um, one thing I was particularly concerned about was just with the way that my range of motion has been a little bit tricky coming back, a little bit delayed. I wasn't sure what I was going to be able to do and not do. Like, can grab this shoulder, can't grab this one. So I was particularly worried about front rack position. So I bought a 15-pound technique bar to see where I'm at in terms of being able to get into that position because front squats are my favorite way to squat, and then anything overhead, you're starting in that position. So I'm going to demonstrate, fortunately, where I'm at in that regard. So I know it's a little bit tricky to hear me when I'm not quite close to the camera, but this was really good. I was really happy to see that I can get into this position and that it's pretty comfortable. I can still keep my elbows up. I can still kind of keep that hook grip. So I was really happy about this. And then lifting up overhead in this position is okay. It's, causes a little bit of discomfort having to grab the bar, and it's mostly in the elbow that it's a little bit tricky, but I was happy that I'm able to get into this position. So that's been really good. I'm not cleaning yet though. Just, coming up. I don't want to do anything too jerky. I was doing like muscle cleans, just with a 3 pounds the other day, just bringing it into this position. Just, nothing too strenuous, nothing too jerky, just all muscle. And then strict press overhead, just to kind of go through those motions essentially. I have been cleared to hold a 10-second plank, which is great. And then I'm also able to do, or I've been cleared to do push-ups from my knees at about 25% of the way. So again, my physio has taken a super conservative approach to the rehabbing, which is okay. I'm okay with that. But so yeah, 10-second high plank, and then 25% push-ups from the knees. So I'll demonstrate that real quick. You can't hear me when I'm over there, but So 10-second high plank, and then 25% push-ups. So I'm happy that the physio exercises that I'm doing now resemble more like working out, which is really good. It's really nice for my mental health. And I'm still going through the range of motion stuff because it's been helpful, and I think it's still necessary at this point. But it's been nice incorporating like exercise. Um, so I still struggle with some things like daily things. Using a utensil is still a little bit tricky. I often have to change my grip, so I could be eating like this and then have to, finish eating like that. It's just a little bit, it's just one of those things. Taking a backpack, if I'm slinging it on one arm, right now it's got to be on my left arm, just because it's tricky reaching down. I think it's all just kind of this whole thing too, like just reaching underneath the strap is tricky. Um, and then drinking from heavy coffee mugs or whatever, too heavy for my right arm, so still doing that lefty. I'm still doing like certain toiletry things lefty just because of the angle that this arm is still kind of unable to get into. And then opening doors. So at work, if I have to open a heavy-ish door in the morning twice. Um, if I'm carrying anything heavy, it's in this hand, and then I can't open the door with this hand, so I have to put it down. And anyway, it's just I've just gotten used to it. But it's good. So that's 4 months. Don't know if I said 4 weeks in this video at any point. I get myself confused, but anyway, we're 4 months post-op right now. And yeah, I think it's going okay. I still have a long road ahead of me, and I'm well aware of that. But I'm gonna try swimming soon. I haven't gone swimming yet, but I'm gonna try that. Just maybe floating on my back, just to kind of go through the motions. But anyway, so that's where we're at. I'll probably do another video in 2 months, so that would be 6 months post-op. And then I don't know. Maybe at that point, maybe I'll just wait and do a year. But things are coming along. If anyone out there is going through the same thing, happy healing, happy recovery, and listen to your physiotherapist, and just get through it. It's tough mentally, but anyway. All right. If you got this far, thank you for watching, and yeah, take care. Chat soon. Bye.